you know how we've been talking about Alex Horne all morning, and now he's going to be on the show. And
yeah.
We've been talking about it a lot, actually, and I've been saying how excited I am about it and stuff. Yeah, he was no sign of him yet.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Meant to be joining us on FaceTime, 3 minutes ago. So
it's just
I was only going to play one song out the news, and then he wasn't here, so I played two.
Yeah.
And now he's still not here, so now I play a third one. So join us as we play the Taskmaster game. Will Alex Horne turn up? And yes, Alex Horne is here with us. Good morning, Alex Horne. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you, Toby. Good morning. Nice to hear that tune.
It's good, that, isn't it? It's good, that. Well, it's lovely
I've heard
to
it
see
quite
you.
often. Yeah.
Well, you've been listening to RadioX, you will have heard it quite a bit. Now, the new series of Taskmaster is back. If anybody's been living under a rock for the last 10 years or whatever, Taskmaster is a brilliant show where a load of comedians and celebrities get set random tasks and they compete for points, and they desperately try and impress the Taskmaster, Mr. Greg Davies. And it is back for another season. It is my favourite show on TV. I'm not just saying that, Alex, because you're here. I absolutely love it. Now, the lineup, I want to ask you about the lineup because, so Ardal O'Hanlon, Bridget Christie, Chris Ramsey, Judy Love, which is a stroke of genius, Sophie Duke. Now, the lineup, you always, every season, you absolutely nail the dynamic between the lineup. You seem to get the level just perfect. Do you spend hours agonising over it, or is it blindfolded, throw a dart at a dartboard, and you just seem to get lucky every time?
You know what I think we do, Toby, is we spend hours blindfolding ourselves and throwing darts.
Yeah.
It's a combination of the two.
Got you. Yeah.
It is the most painful bit of the process because everyone has to agree. The channel, Greg, me, and the production company. And we want to get it right every time because people fall in love with the old cast. And the first episode is like the first day at a new school where you've got to get to know people. So they do have to be right. And this lot, you just don't know till they're in the studio, but they're quite extraordinary, this lot. It's a sort of different balance to normal. Hopefully, we always try not to be too predictable, but having Dougal from Father Ted in there does help.
If in doubt.
If in doubt.
You've always had that in the back pocket. If at any point you want short, like, guys, let's get Dougal. Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to, like, you're so right, though. You get so attached to the previous lot. I mean, Mike Wozniak, I was like, well, can't he just be on every season and then we'll rotate the other guests, basically? But every time you nail it. We get asked a lot to bring people back, but we're sticking, I don't know why we're bullishly sticking to our guns of not bringing people back, but as soon as you bring one back, then you can bring back, you start remembering all the people that you really enjoyed. So it's a bit unfair to choose any. Yeah, I hear you. And also I know that comedians are desperate to get that phone call. They all want to be on Taskmaster, so it seems right to rotate every season. Well, we do think of ourselves slightly now as a useful place to launchpad, a useful launchpad for new people. I'm Marwan Rizwan, who is doing bits and bobs, but people get to know them over 10 weeks on the show. So that's very helpful for some people. But there's plenty of people I still want to do it who haven't said yes yet. So Jack D, French and Saunders, there's plenty out there. Oh, Jack
D would be good, wouldn't he?
Jack D would be absolutely wonderful, wouldn't he?
Very funny.
Yeah. Now that you see him, do ask him. Yeah, Jack, if you're listening, I don't know if he's a RadioX man, but if you're listening, Jack, please, Taskmaster, not for your sake, for the nation's sake, Jack. You'll hate every single second, but we will absolutely love watching it. Now, the tasks themselves, I always feel like that's got to be the hardest part of the show, is coming up with fresh tasks every single week. And you've made a bit of a rod for your own back because you never repeat tasks. Are there times where you just go, a bit like the guests, that task was brilliant. Why did we make this stupid idea that we would do a new task every time? Why don't we just do that one every week? There are moments like that. But what we can do is sort of grow tasks. So we have something from series one. We can make a bit more. We can put a spin on things. But it's actually sorry about my voice, by the way. But it's the bit I enjoy the most is coming up with the tasks, and I really don't find it that hard because it's like coming up with a setup for a punchline without doing the punchline. So I just come up with a scenario and the comedians make it funny. So I honestly, like, there's one in this series which is repurpose this cement mixer. All I've done is thought of a cement mixer and they've made it very funny. So yeah, it's the joy of the show for me, that bit is coming up with, I've got notes on my phone which are just full of half-baked ideas, and that's all they are. They're half-baked ideas. And the comedians do the rest. Do you ever surprise yourself? So when you're writing down your tasks, do you have proper light bulb moments where you go, that one's brilliant, that's genius, and you put it on and it's good, and then every now and then you have a bit of a throwaway one that ends up being the one that's the funniest part of the whole series?
Yeah, exactly that. We had one in the Champions of Champions that we did before, which was make the biggest mess and completely clear it up. You've got 10 minutes. I thought that's perfect. That's great. It's funny, it's stupid, and there's a bit of a challenge to it. And they did well, but for some, in my head, I was imagining bigger messes. Although Catherine Ryan did phone her family and phone her dad and told her that her sister was having an affair with a friend of it, which was pretty good. Not a big mess.
Oh, wow.
But like one of the best ones ever was Don't Blink. It was just don't first to blink loses. and Rod Gilbert made that work by gaffer taping his eyes open for half an hour.
I love that. I love it's the simplest one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember the one that made me laugh so much was when and you'd only actually made Mike Wozniak do it, but he had to fart.
Yeah.
But they didn't make any of the other comedians do it.
Right, okay.
We waited 10 series for that. That didn't feel like, you can't open with that if you're trying to start a new TV show.
You're trying to set the bar. But by season 10, you thought, well, they understand now.
Absolutely.
That's it. And it was just Mike Wozniak desperately trying to fart. And when he finally made the strangest noise I've ever heard a bottom make in my life, he looked around so happy.
Yeah.
And Lee Mack made the point that normally you fart and you're desperate that nobody heard it. But Mike farted and was desperate that the sound guy had caught it.
Slapped himself.
Yeah, it was an absolutely a wonderful bit of television that you must be very proud of, Alex, is basically what I'm saying.
You know what? I've always been tempted by, you know how you do late night Hollyoaks?
Yes.
I'd be tempted by Taskmaster Blue.
That's sort of,
and just go completely adult on it.
Yeah, go proper rogue on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
But if Channel 4 won't do it, the dark web's always, they're always looking for new ideas.
They're probably doing it right now.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I'd imagine that if you look hard enough on the dark web, there's somebody farting right now.
If you look hard enough, there's quite a bit of fan fiction about me and Greg, which is not for morning eyes.
Oh, really?
Really? What?
We've got quite an interesting dynamic, me and Greg, because I think I love him. And he treats me like a pet, but occasionally he kisses me. So there's something going on there.
Yeah, there's essays to be written, isn't there? I think,
It's very mixed messages that you're getting.
I know.
Yeah, it's very hard to understand.
I think I love him.
I think I love him. I think I love him. Now we are live on Global Play right now, so you can see all of this. You can see Alex Horne, who's on FaceTime right now. Now, Alex, I'm going to spring this on you, but let's be honest.
Okay.
You've made a career for 13 seasons out of springing tasks on people. Would you be generous enough, and I'm sorry, I know you're feeling a bit under the weather, but to perform a task for us here this morning?
I would love to, Toby.
On RadioX. Okay.
As long as it's not singing a high note, I'm in it.
No, don't worry, there's no high notes involved. There's a little bit of physical activity, but nothing that's going to be too strenuous. So I was just wondering, Alex, if you would be willing to break something in the most spectacular fashion for us.
I would love to do that, Toby.
You would love to do that. Now, I'm sorry that you're at home, so basically I'm asking you to vandalise where you live. Would that be something that you could possibly do for us?
Yeah, of course there is. I think I know what I'm going to break.
Oh.
It's not like somebody's self-esteem or anything, is it? You're not going to just go and shout at one of your children live on national radio.
There's a little dog next to me. It's not the dog.
Okay, it's not the dog. Okay, so
I think every house has too many mugs. So I'm going to find a mug. I'm going to find a mug that I've never liked, that my wife does like.
So you're breaking a mug and your relationship, which is very generous of you. So this is live on Global Player. If ever you wanted to see a man who's slightly under the weather break his wife's favourite mug.
Oh, no. Which one have you gone for, Alex?
Well, you know what I've gone for? It's not my wife's favourite mug. It's my children's favourite mug.
Oh, Alex.
Mr. Happy.
Oh, can't break Mr. Happy.
This is dark.
Oh, man.
Well, I think you can break Mr. Happy. It sort of annoys me. Like,
Mr. Happy annoys me.
Well, no one likes someone who's happy all the time.
No, that's very suspicious, isn't it?
I never thought I'd say this, but can you break the dog? Because I think this is worse.
Right, I'm outside.
Okay, here we go.
I'm with a gorilla.
He's actually doing it.
Oh, wow. Now, that's awesome. Okay.
So I'm going to throw this at the gorilla.
So if you just tuned in, this is Alex Horne throwing his kid's favourite coffee mug at a gorilla in his garden.
Yeah, we've got your shot.
Ready?
Should we have a countdown?
Yes, okay.
Please.
3, 2, 1.
Brilliant.
Now, for those of you that aren't watching live on the Global Player app, I just point out Alex Horne pretty much missed the gorilla and threw the mug at his feet, but it did break.
It did break.
I
mean, that was spectacular.
I love the gorilla. I didn't want to break the gorilla.
Fair enough. Now, Alex, because Taskmaster, like I said, you're often cruel and unkind and you spring surprises on people. This is a double-edged task.
No, don't make me put it back together.
Alex Horne, I'm about to play a song, and in that time, you have got to fix the item that you have just broken.
I can't believe I've fallen for my own thing.
Now,
I'm so annoyed.
I'm going to give you a heads up. I'm not going to play like November Rain. I'm not going to give you like 10 minutes to get somebody round.
Yeah.
So you have got 3 minutes and 26 seconds of gorillas to fix that Mr. Happy mug. Are you ready, Alex?
No.
Perfect.
Okay.
If you've just tuned in, we are joined by the brilliant Alex Horne ahead of the new series of Taskmaster, which is starting Thursday next week, 9 p.m. It is back, the best show on TV. Now, before I played you gorillas just then, we've been talking about DIY a bit this week, and we set Alex Horne a task, and we asked him to break something in a spectacular fashion. And he could have just snapped a pencil in half, but instead he decided to go to the kitchen, get his children's favourite mug that had Mr. Happy on it, walk into the garden and throw the mug at a gorilla. It smashed the pieces. Really did smash the pieces. This is all live on Global Player, by the way, if you want to watch this unfold. And then we surprised him, and I can't believe you didn't see it coming, Alex.
No,
we surprised him with a second bit of the task, which was now you have 3.5 minutes to put the mug back together. How is your DIY, Alex?
I think you'll be pleased with me, Toby.
Okay.
I've reconstructed the mug.
Wow. Now, let me explain to people at home. It's as good as you. I don't think the kids will even notice.
No, they won't.
So there was a beautiful moment whilst the song was playing where Alex walked past us, because we have him on FaceTime, so we saw him.
Yeah.
And he just walked past with a dustpan and bucket, just shaking his head and muttering to himself.
That's got Tate Modern written all over it.
So talk us through the journey that mug went on as you fixed it, please, Alex.
Well, I went outside with the dustpan and brush. There's a lot of shards, so I think it's a hose job next, I suppose. So that's a problem. I found the 3 biggest chunks. There was a handle, 2 halves of a Happy.
Yep.
And then I found some white gaffer tape and a Liverpool mug. I've gaffer taped the shards to the Liverpool mug. So I now have a 2-handed Happy Liverpool mug.
There we go.
I actually really like that.
But I tell you what,
really cool.
I mean, I've got to say, that is absolutely exceptional work. You know what?
That is good work.
You dish out some tasks, but fair play to you. When the pressure counts, you performed for us. So thank you. Alex, I know that you're not feeling particularly well at the minute, and instead we've had you smash a mug on a gorilla and put it back together again. So I appreciate you probably want to go immediately back to bed. So thank you so much for chatting to us, Alex.
Cheered me up. Thank you, Toby.
No worries. Thank you. Great to see you as always. We'll chat to you soon.
Too.
And Taskmaster starts next week on Thursday at 9 p.m. Can't wait for the new series. Alex, all the best. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, Toby. See you soon.
Cheers, Alex. Bye-bye.
Bye.